I would like to call the Westonka School Board meeting to order. If everybody would please rise, we do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chair moves for approval of the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Announcements. March 18th, Facilities Committee meeting, 7 a.m. right here in this room. April 2nd, Finance Committee meeting at 7:30 a.m. April 10th, Teaching and Learning Special Board meeting, 7:30, and the ESC Conference Room A. And April 13th, Policy Committee meeting, 5 p.m. and regular school board meeting at 6 p.m. Are there any members of the public that want to talk to us tonight? Nope. That being said, then we move on to the student rep report, which they are not here, so I'm assuming everything's really good. So,
Or really bad.
They're really busy.
And then we'll move on to the construction report from Gary.
All right, back again. See the work in February. So this last month we were on the phase 3 addition, just finishing up the fireproofing, some of the mechanical rough-ins, the interior framework, so all the walls have been framed up, the sheetrock is installed, the roofing is done, and the slabs have been poured. And then in the media center, a lot of the ceiling work is completed, the lighting, paint, carpet, and then the mechanical electrical finishes, installing piping in the penthouse. And then what we have coming up this month, finishing the exterior walls, finishing the rough-in, painting of the admin spaces, some interior brick, tile work, some of the last of the finishes. Media center, finishing the ceilings, glass installation, some of the casework, the furniture installs, the punch lists, and then final cleaning for the handover. In the gym, some of the next phases that we're jumping into, the gym demolition begins on March 23rd. And that's kind of the next phase that we're moving into. Show you a couple of pictures. This is of the new addition. So in construction, we can never be happy. It's either too cold or it's too wet, and it's a mudhole out there. But some of the pictures of the admin space inside. You see some of the drywall going on, the tile work going in the bathrooms. This is in the penthouse, some of the equipment. This is the second floor of the admin space of the offices.
What do you consider the penthouse?
Just mechanical space where it houses all the units.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah.
I know, I was wondering the same thing.
It's the least fan, yeah. I guess it's
I
the
think I
least
have one
fancy.
who got to live there. Yeah. Whose office is that?
Here are some pretty cool photos of the media center as it's starting to finish off. You can see the ceiling work and
That lighting is so cool
Yes.
over there.
Yeah, I've seen it in person. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing how that skyway of lights. Before it was dark and you noticed it, but it didn't really show itself. And now with the new colors and some of the other lights, it really shows itself entirely different.
yeah,
Those are those north stairways.
Yeah, really starting to open things up and get some light in there. Some of the site work, as you can see, we've been reconsolidating things on site. We got a new trailer up at the front. We'll be starting to demo the tennis courts. They have started the stadium project, so we started to clear the trees. That was the first thing to happen.
Is that earlier than planned?
Yeah, we did get about a week or two jump on that side of it. There is like, the weather's cooperating great. There is like this little, there's still not, all the frost isn't quite out, so it does, you think like when you see the weather, like why aren't they out there moving? And it's like, well, because there's the top layer is mud, and then there's a frozen layer there, so they're waiting for it all to kind of dry out. But things are looking good, so we're going to get a jump on it.
When did the old tennis courts get demoed?
Those will be next, I think it's a week and a half from now.
Oh, not till then, okay.
Does the track start at the same time? I saw the big machine sitting out there.
Yeah, well, that'll start in probably a week and a half as well. But that's some of the machines, just the tree clearing equipment coming off. Yeah. They were down in the back corner down there. So.
When's a good time for us to get another tour for them?
We can set that up for board members here. Probably a good time would be right after spring break. And then we can give them the time to do the work over spring break. They're going to do a few other things. And I think that'll be a good time.
Sometime around or before our next meeting.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's we have Hilltop Shirley Hills planning for this summer. We're planning on moving out of some of the different spaces. So as we have the admin and the counseling going to go in on the north end, then we move things out of there because that becomes the new nursing area. We're going to start working on the courtyard. When they start working on the courtyard, the entrance will be on the north end, so we'll be switching that over. There's obviously end-of-year activities that we've done quite a bit of planning on, everything from graduation to some of these special events of how does that work in the phase of construction.
Where will graduation be if weather's
Well,
iffy?
we're going to have good weather. We're going to be on Haddock
So I'm
Field.
sorry I asked the
Yeah, we'll just leave that as that. Think positive and just go ahead with it.
So Gary, is everything pretty good on materials and,
Yep.
and stuff?
Yeah, so we've been tracking. We had a little bit of some issues right away on the addition, but we're on track with the schedule that we have. So we're looking good. And good. Knock on wood. Yeah, progressing well. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yep.
It's exciting to see each time.
All right.
Each month. Who else not here?
We'll have to go to the April. It's,
Just wait until you.
yeah,
You want one of us to just read?
do you have a preference, Emily? If you
We
do?
can read them,
Okay.
yeah, if Heidi doesn't mind. Thank you. Okay. So Treasurer's report for, it's February. Anonymous, Hilltop Primary School, $40. American Heart Association, Shirley Hills Primary School, $700. Westonka Middle School PTO, Westonka Middle School, $4,495. Blackbaud Giving, Westonka High School, $20. Speech Boosters, Westonka Speech Team, $1,400. Ohio File Prints, Westonka Athletics, $15.92. LPL Financial, Westonka Community Theater, $100. Butch Humbert, Cross Country Scholarship, $100. LM Partners LLC, Blue Stem Wealth Scholarship, $500. Tyler Russell Hill Sunshine Fund of the Minneapolis Foundation for the Tyler Russell Hill Sunshine Scholarship, $2,000. Spring Creek Fund of the Minneapolis Foundation for the Spring Creek Scholarship, $10,500. Alan Alma's Center Hold Corporation, Alan Alma's Scholarship, $1,500. Catherine and Jeffrey Schulte, Mount Westonka High School Class of 1975 Scholarship, $200. Blackbaud Giving Fund, Captain's Club, $40. Ecolab, Westonka High School Boys Lacrosse, $125. Snap Mobile, Westonka High School Wrestling Cheerleaders Club, $737.50. Choir boosters, Westonka High School Choir, $16. Be Like Tommy Project, Westonka High School DECA, $460. Year-to-date total, $214,455.45. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Heidi. Kathy,
Starting with the enrollment. And this enrollment shows the light blue on the far right-hand column is our March 1st count. And you can see we're reporting 6 of our 9 school months, so it means we're 2/3 through the way of the school year. So when I see that filling up, that means we're getting closer to fiscal year end. Our count as of March 1st was 2,452 students. We had a couple families move, so that bounced it back to our January count. But really feeling good about our enrollment. We are not only at, but we're above our revised budget assumptions. Right. And then financial data through the end of February shows that we have received $19,397,000 of our revised budget, or 43.2%, and we have expended $25,889,000, or 58.2%, which both the revenue and the expenditures are trending appropriately as compared to the prior years. Just a couple other things. We're busy working on the adopted budget for next school year. We'll be presenting that at the June board meeting. And as Gary mentioned, we have a board finance committee meeting in early April. They'll be able to take a sneak peek at our progress and how our assumptions are trending. So that's all I have this evening. Any questions? Thank you.
we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
The couple of action items that you have in your agenda today. One is you'll see an updated ticketing pricing structure. We've switched to electronic tickets. That's worked really well. But when there are some people out of convenience that we've allowed a cash option, that does require more labor for our staff and how to handle that. And so we are giving a further incentive that people do the online tickets, and it also speeds up. And you'll notice that we're going 5s and 10s instead of going with 1s. And so the purpose of that is we still feel like we should offer a cash option. We don't want somebody running the spot that they don't feel like they can come to a game, but we really want people to do the electronic. It's better for a lot of reasons. But hopefully this incentive just continues to drive people that direction. You'll see a Lester building. That is outside the scope of the bond, but it's connected to the bond. This building is an affordable way that we can provide storage. Our building by the Hedor Field that's existing is a Lester building. And so we looked at some different options in which we could do storage, and we decided to do this one directly, which KA will help oversee that get implemented. And so that'll serve activities in community ed on the multi-use field. You'll see again that we are continuing to review some of our equipment of what should be sold. And then you get into an annual agenda item. Every March, we go through our budget and we try to align our budget with our staffing. And so we go through the exercise of making sure it is prioritized and as tight as it can be, and then also adheres to our budget. And so you're going to see a few additions, a few eliminations, but overall this will help us in meeting our goal of saving $200,000 is what our goal is this year. And so a key piece of it is that we keep on working on staffing. One thing that we continue to prioritize is that we have low class sizes and also a lot of opportunities for our kids. And when we look at the metrics and the comparisons of the metro, Westonka shows itself very favorably with class sizes. And so we continue to be in a very strong position with that, which we know both staff, parents, students appreciate. That's really what we have before you. Otherwise, it's always exciting as you get spring because you're starting to enter, you get out of your winter sports and you start your spring sports. So today I saw lacrosse players already on field 3. And when it's this stage of March and they're playing outside, you know, you were given a gift even for one day. It was a gift that they could do that, but the fields were dry enough and they were able to do it. But excited for those sports to start getting, and then it's really you get back from spring break and it's a lot of different events, celebrations, things that you're gearing up for the last quarter of school. In the midst of that is a lot of construction, which as you saw pictures of the media center, more and more spaces get turned over to us. This weekend I took some people through a tour of the school that hadn't seen it, and it's so much fun to see eyes on it that haven't seen anything, and knowing what it used to be and what it is now, just the audible gasp of excitement of what's happened. And so I just would thank the board again. You're the ones that made this possible, that we could bring this to the community by your vote and leadership, and I think it's being received really well. So thank you.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question, because I saw track out here too today, which is great. At what point will the track be closed? Or, I mean, are they able to use it still right now? Or, because I've seen people out there.
Yeah,
you know,
very
from the
minimally
community.
right now. That for almost every activity we were able to work around. We could not create an additional track.
Yeah.
And for us to be able to offer track next spring, we needed to start right away. And so our coaches have been nothing short of phenomenal of looking at alternative ways that we can help our kids. One of the things that we will be doing is busing to a neighboring district to get some time on. I mean, you can only practice pole vault with a pole vault. Right? I mean, there's some things you cannot recreate, and so we're trying our best to make sure that this can help those kids be competitive this week.
They won't have it once they start tearing it apart there, they won't have it.
They have limited access right now, and pretty soon it will be completely out.
He just said they're tearing it apart in a week and a half.
Oh, we can have, okay. Because they were out here on the sidewalk today running up and down. And I'm like, well, why aren't you over in the track? Well,
Yeah, I think there's right now to go fully around the track with some of the tree clearing, that's been prohibitive.
So it's
And they're also using the WAC. They can practice handoffs and other things over there.
Inside,
So there's
yeah.
times after school where the WAC will come into play for that also.
Again, just a huge shout out to our coaches on trying to find a plan that can work.
I had one other question also on DECA. They're going to the state competition now?
Oh,
is
they
it?
completed state. I haven't got the international number yet.
Okay, all right, no, just curious. More curious when the DECA bingo is going to be. So.
Yeah. You'll have an opportunity.
I love the one of that. Chair moves for approval of the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Move on to discussion items. Chair moves for approval of action item 8A, approval of the updated ticketing pricing structure. Is there a second?
I can second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8B, approval of contract award with Lester Buildings for the storage shed. Is there a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8C, approval of obsolete equipment to be sold, recycled. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8D, approval of position elimination, reductions, and additions and increases for school year 2027. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8E, approval of the first reading of policy 3712, which is video surveillance other than on buses, and policy 8100, which is school board process and procedures. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Anybody else have anything else going on? We talk about, or, if not,
In spite of our best intentions, we did really well tonight, so.
yeah. Well, you don't get a lot of them that go.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
Bottle it.
So we got a lot ahead of us coming up here. So, is there any further business, anybody? If not, the chair moves for adjournment. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Everybody have a good.